Coming up on Mountain News this morning, power crews in our region continue their work to restore power to those still left in the dark due to high winds and storms. And an Eastern Kentucky grocery store finally reopens its doors to shoppers more than 8 months after floodwaters left it heavily damaged.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Chas Gayhart. It is 4:59 on Monday, April 3rd, and I'm happy to say good morning, Brandon. It's been a while.
It has been a while. We've missed you.
I'm glad to be back.
But we're back here this morning, and so far so good. Fairly calm as you head out the door. A little bit on the chilly side, so maybe grab a jacket. Otherwise, should be a fairly nice day. Not a completely nice day, but a fairly nice day. I'll explain that here in a second. Let's go to the satellite radar loop for the last few hours. Clouds starting to move in already this morning. I did see the moon as I walked out the door, but again, I'm sure that's a thing of the past at this point this morning. We're going to continue to see some spotty rain chances try to work their way toward us with a weak boundary. Temperatures 30s, 40s, and 50s out there this morning. 35 in Grundy, and I'm trying to find the hot spots there. 52 looks like in Jackson and Pikeville. Going over the map one more time to make sure I didn't miss anything. No, it looks like I've got everybody. So again, next 6 hours going to take us up there. We're getting close to 70 this afternoon with a mix of partly to mostly cloudy skies, and I can't rule out a straight chance for a passing shower later this afternoon as well. Jess?
Thanks, Brandon. Well, there are still people without power after storms hit the region during the weekend. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox talked with power companies about how they are working to get lights back on.
Winds reaching 70 miles per hour at times led to trees bringing down power lines to the ground across eastern Kentucky.
When those trees fall, they can be 100 feet in the air. You know, sometimes they're going to fall and hit a line that is in a right of way. So trees falling is a big problem with wind.
Power lines going down can also cause the poles holding them up to snap.
And sometimes we have trees that fall on lines that causes poles to break, and those poles have to be replaced, which is very, very time consuming.
At a certain elevation and height, trees can be a danger from across a road.
A large pine tree has fallen from about 60 to 80 feet away from the power line. The tree was probably 100 feet long, striking a three-phase power line.
Once a storm rolls through, the ground has less strength to battle against wind.
So the wind has, much easier time of blowing those trees over and knocking those limbs down onto power lines.
While companies are working hard to repair damaged power lines, it could be a few days before people see their lights coming back on.
Complete restoration process will take multiple days. Some people will be back on today. We're turning the power on as we speak for other customers, but complete restoration is expected to take a couple of days.
Power company representatives urge customers to stay away from damaged power lines because they could still be active. In Floyd County, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
To find updated power outage numbers, you can go to WYMT.com, where we have updated figures from each power company in the area. No deaths from the storms have been confirmed in Kentucky, but it's still bad enough to do damage across large parts of the state. One woman says she almost lost her life after a tree fell on her home in Louisville. Nadia Rahim says she was sitting on her couch watching TV when the tree came crashing into her home and a branch landed on her leg. She managed to crawl out to some first responders to get help. She says that while she was hurt and her home damaged, it could have been much worse.
I'm feeling too good in my leg. They said it was fractured, and they gave me some medicine and helped to elevate my leg. But it's scary. It was scary. It was like a death call to me.
She says the moments from that night play over and over in her head. A firefighter in Letcher County was also injured during the storm. Captain Ricky Simmons with Colson Volunteer Fire Department was traveling to the site of a crash on Highway 7 North at around 3 p.m. Saturday when a tree fell off the hill and hit the fire truck he was driving. Officials say he received a cut to his head and a concussion. He was taken to the emergency room for his injuries. Thankfully, he is reportedly back home and doing okay. And in Powell County, a hiker was injured on a trail after high winds brought down branches in that area. Officials received a call about a hiker that was hit by a falling branch and fell unconscious Saturday afternoon. The hiker was taken from the trail for further medical treatment. Powell County Search and Rescue advised hikers to stay aware of falling trees and branches during threats of high winds. 8 months following the historic flood that ravaged numerous businesses across the region, one hometown grocery store opened its doors once again. The Isom IGA in Letcher County welcomed shoppers for the first time during the weekend after the store was damaged in the flood. Given that this is the closest grocery store for many Letcher Countyans, shoppers were excited to be back.
We're so excited for this to be back in our county, in our town, in our neighborhood. There's a lot of heart in Letcher County, and this helps us to show other people that we're resilient and strong.
The Isom IGA is open from 7 to 9 Monday through Saturday and from 10 to 8 on Sundays. Thanks for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. Coming up next, in honor of National Donate Life Month, we bring you the story of a family who avoided tragedy after a heart transplant saved the life of their young daughter.
Hey, the next couple of days look fairly calm, but the weather could get active again by midweek. I'll track our next rain chances out in about 3 minutes.